Hey there. Well, we are the group number 53 of the subject English 6. So today we're going to talk about the most relevant things that we have gone through within the last 5 years. So my name is John Anderson Gumanera, Anthony, 1 year old. So 5 years ago, I was living in a little town called Fortaleza Villa. So it is located in, well, it is near to Neiva, the capital city of the Huila. So I was living there. I got my degree of the high school there. So once I finished my school, I returned. I moved to Bogota because, well, I needed to have more opportunities because I loved living in Neiva. I loved spending time there, but unfortunately, I didn't find mm, much opportunities because, yeah, it is too difficult for you to find a job, to maybe, yeah, that's what it matters. Getting a good job for you to make money and survive. So I moved to Bogota, as I told you, and I started to study for for me to be able to pass the Universidad Nacional exam. Yeah, I had to study a lot of math, and unfortunately, I didn't pass the exam, so I decided to study in an English institute. It is called. I'm sorry, I forgot how it is called. It is, well, I'm going to send you later. So I studied there. I got a basic English level. So I don't know why, but I decided to study at UNAT for a English bachelor and work at a company at the same time. So I got a job in a company called Tostado. I think that most of you guys know it. It is a company that sells coffee and all that stuff. So I worked there around 2 years. So, well, unfortunately, mm, something arrived here in Colombia. It was called the COVID-19, and for that reason, I almost lose my job. But thankfully, I got another job in another company called Mercadería Justo y Bueno. I know that most of you know it as well. So I worked there about uh, 6 months, but I decided to quit because, to be honest with you guys, I was not enjoying my job. And so I wanted to improve my English level to get a better job. So I did it. I quit, and um, I got well. I was like about 6 months here in my home studying English, and finally I got the job that I currently have. So right now I'm working for a call center called Acedo. So I work at home and I have improved my English a lot, and I'm currently in the 6th semester of this beautiful career. So that's what I have done within the last 5 years, guys. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, John, I have a question according of what you said. Um, I am curious about why have you left the town where you were living for so many years if you were living in a good place? That is my question.
Thank you so much for answering. So, well, I decided to move because, as I told you first, guys, I didn't find enough opportunities for me to grow, and I didn't want to be stuck in a little town. For sure, I was comfortable, but I didn't have many opportunities. I didn't have money, so I considered that having money and making money is really, really important here in our current life.
It's true. Um, and now, who have you been living since you came here to Bogota? Who? With your family, with your girlfriend? What?
Okay, well, the person I was living with was my father. I lived with him about 2 years, but the rest of my relatives decided to move back with us. So right now I'm living with my whole family, my mother, my sister, my father, and that's it. Well, I
Okay.
thought that Nicole had a question for me. Go ahead, please.
I have one question. Have you continued studying maths, or you are not studying maths right now?
Well, not really. So I studied like 6 months mathematics. So I solved a huge book called, I don't know how to say it in English, but it is called La Biblia de las Matemáticas. It is a huge book. It is like something like this. And I don't know. I was not able to pass the exam for me to be able to study in the Universidad Nacional, so I didn't study mathematics anymore. So I think that that's all for me, guys. So who wants to continue?
Anderson, I have a question for you.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It has been a while without you seeing without each other. How many times do you speak with another native people? Have you had the opportunity to speak with them?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you so much for asking. So, well, before getting my new job, I didn't speak English, so I didn't practice it. So that's why I was not comfortable talking to others in English. But right now, having in mind that I work for a call center, I have the opportunity to work and to speak to native speakers every day.
Okay,
So,
because your speaking is so very good.
oh, well, thank you so much.
Anderson, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Where have you been working in pandemic?
Well, since the pandemic began, I was working at a company called Tostado. See, it is the company that sells coffee, all that stuff. And then I got another job, which is it was in Mercadia Justo y Bueno, the retailer company that sells a lot of products. And then I got another job, which is in a call center, about like 7 months ago. So yeah. Okay, perfect. So I think that another person wants to continue. So just feel free to ask. Oh, I'm sorry. Feel free to do it. Open your mic and do it.
Yes, I'm going to talk about it. Okay, my name is Fabian Martin. I am 33 years old. I am living with my brother in the municipality of Soacha. And the story of my life of the last 5 years, well, I remember in 2017, I wasn't living in Soacha. I was living in El 20 de Julio town, downtown. At that moment, I was married. I was living with my girlfriend, and we went living each other for about 2 years at least. And after at that moment, I was working like a cooker because I have a gastronomy degree. I studied gastronomy in the Senate, and I was working in that area. for about three years, I think. And later in 2018, I broke up with my girlfriend, and then I moved and started living with my mother again. We were living in Soacha, and at that time I began working by my own. I mean, I started working by internet, like a content creator. And the content creator that is the person that make content to different social media and receive a payment. And at that moment, I wasn't receiving enough money, but I always always try to save money to pay my bills, and then I could survive with this kind of job. And in the year, I continue working on that until now. I am still working in that area. And in the year 2019 and 20, when the pandemic began, obviously everyone was at home. Unfortunately, I got the opportunity to continue working into that. So I didn't pass any kind of necessity in the monetary way, right? Because every month I was receiving my payment. But in the year 2021, suddenly I got the COVID-19 disease, and then my life changed totally, because the disease hurts me a lot in my health, because wasn't only a problem of a breathing problem, but also I got neurological problems. I remember that when the first time that I got the disease, I start losing the ability to talk or to speak, because when I try to communicate something, nothing comes out from my mouth, because I wasn't able to speak. And also I got a lot of migraines or headaches all the time, and I was feeling weak every day. I was feeling really with a lot of depression, with a lot of anxiety. I thought that I was going to die, because I got a lot of psychological problems. But fortunately, with a lot of therapies and with a lot of effort, I can say that now I have recovered maybe 99% of the disease. I still have some headaches, and sometimes I feel a little bit dizzy when I'm moving, when I'm walking. I feel like I was drunk sometimes. But my body, after 8 months, have recovered almost completely, fortunately. And I didn't have any kind of problems of my income or my money, because meanwhile I was sick, I was trying so hard to continue working, because I work by internet. So fortunately I got this kind of job, and especially in this kind of situations. And now I am continuing with the career of the bachelor degree, and I hope someday I could finish it with a lot of effort also. So that is part of the story of my life. So if you have any questions, go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you for sharing this with us, Fabian. I want to ask you, how long have you been working on the internet?
Well, I began working on internet in the year 2018, exactly. And I received my first payment from the social media at the end of that year. And since then, I've been working on that all the time, every day, and I like it. I like this kind of job.
Okay, Juan. Why had you changed jobs in the pandemic?
During the pandemic, no, because I was working all the time at home, and before that, I was working in different kind of cuisines or restaurants because I was working in the gastronomy area, and the job into those areas are very stressful, no? And I didn't last enough time in any kind of job because I work in one part for 4 months and in another one for 3 or 1 month, no more, because it's very stressful. That's why I decided to change my profession. But during the pandemic, no, I was working all the time on internet.
Okay. Hello, Fabian. I'm glad to see that your health is better now today. And there is a big difference between gastronomy and language. When are you thinking at some moment to shake both gastronomy and language?
Yes. When I was working in the gastronomy area, I at the same time was studying English, and I got an opportunity to work in a ship. But there was a problem with some documents during the process, and I couldn't get the job. And then I decided to decline to that option. But that was really a really good opportunity because of the payment at that moment, and also the opportunity to practice my English all the time. But unfortunately, I couldn't get the job in the ship. So I think that everyone has made their questions. So I don't know who is going next to continue with the meeting.
Oh, yeah, it's my turn. Thank you, Fabian. Okay, let's start saying that my name is Nicole Moreno and I'm 21 years old. So, well, I'm going to talk about my achievements in the last 5 years, starting during the year 2017. I had finished my studies at school. I was such a great student because I always had good grades, so I managed to have an honorable mention. And during my school, teachers had always recognized my good level of English because I really love English so much. So they always encouraged me to continue learning. I remember one time a director told me, you're so talented, you should study in Canada. What do you think about it? And I was thinking, well, that sounds so good, but in Canada, you have to speak in French, and I didn't know French in that time. Now I'm learning French, but when I was in school, I didn't know French at all. So, well, after my graduation, my physical health was so affected. So I told to myself, okay, I have to take care of me. So I decided to take dance classes. I started to practice ballet, and that was so hard for me because if you start ballet when you are a little girl, well, that's easier, but I was 18 years old girl. So of course it was so hard, but I really loved dancing class. It was so amazing. Sadly, I started to feel so bad after my classes, and I realized I had injuries in my knees. So I couldn't continue practicing ballet, sadly. But the good thing is that I lose a lot of weight. So now I feel better about myself. Then during the year 2018, I start my degree and now I'm close to finish it. I'm in 8th semester. And also I'm learning other languages. I'm learning French, German, Russian, Japanese, and Korean. I love all of these languages. Those are like my favorite language. I want to study Italian, but I think that 5 languages are enough for now. Right now, I'm focused on practice my English because it's the language that I use the most and I love the most. And French and Korean because recently I met a boy from South Korea and we are on a relationship now. So of course, sometimes he tried to talk with me in Spanish, but I know most of the time we do it in English. So basically that's it. I'm waiting for my degree and I will finish my career in 2023, I think. So I hope I can finish it soon. So I don't know if you guys have some question. I don't know, you can tell me.
Okay.
Diana.
Well, where had you studied English before in another university or institute?
No, only at the UNAT University I started to learn English. When I was younger, I really liked to listen music in English, but I didn't study. So, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys have more questions?
Okay, Nico. How had you practiced the language in your beginnings?
When I began studying English, I think I started to talking with foreign people. So I met my best friend. She's from France, and I met my boyfriend from South Korea, and my other friend from Russia. So of course that English are like a language that almost everybody know. So when I'm practicing with them, I feel like so happy that I can understand what they are saying and we can maintain a good relationship thanks to English. Okay, I don't know who's next.
Well, yeah, I got one question. So,
Okay.
do you want to get a better English to talk to your friend in a friendly way? I'm sorry, it is a joke. So, well, why have you been so interested in learning so many languages? Because I can see here that you are learning over 5 languages now.
Yeah, because of my friends, because I met friends from this country. So, and my best friend from France, she knows French, and I say, okay, I'm going to start learning French. I met my boyfriend. I say, okay, I'm going to start learning Korean. Then I start Russian, well, all the other languages, but basically because of my friends. Okay, that's it.
Yes, I got a question about your relationship. Is your boyfriend living in here in Colombia, or do you have a virtual relation with him?
Virtual relationship because he's living in China, but he wants to come to Colombia soon.
Okay.
Okay, guys, thank you for your questions. I think Sylvia is next.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Diana. I'm 38 years old. You are so younger. Okay. With me, mine. I talk about the most relevant events in the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, I have been teaching and working in elementary school, and I teach at the elementary school the last 9 years. And in the 2018, I rediscovery of rare disease in my head. The doctors discovered a rare disease in my head named hydrocephalus. That is a rare disease in the woman in 30 years. That is the disease is common in the babies. No, in the woman of 30 years. The doctors performed the difficult operation in my head. They put many elements in my head, in my neck, in my stomach. Okay, I am a sister of Robocop at this moment. All my life, always I had a strong machine in my head, because all was the better in my life. I could work again because I was in my home 6 months, and after that I could work again at the school with the teachers, with my students. In these same years, I got a new job far my house on another side of this country. I live in the Tintal neighborhood, and my job was in Suba neighborhood, and another side of the city. I travel 2 hours each morning and each afternoon. So this, and now I'm working again in last school, and actually I am studying a bachelor for teaching English and the United University. I got finished this career. Is so amazing for me, because I thought that a person with me and my age can study. It's no late study. I say I have 38 years. You are so young. And congrats to you for the study in this age in your life. It's all for my little intervention about my last year. Anybody have a question?
Of course. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, you, please.
Okay, thank you. Diana, who had you been taking care in your recovery?
Okay. I live with my sons, because in the recovery, my mom is take care to me 6 years here in Bogota. My mom lives in La Vega, Cundinamarca, and she arrived to Bogota 6 months with me in my house.
Okay. Well, I get a question for you. So, Diana, mm, have you been considering working from home or not?
And now I working near my house. I working at 10 minutes. I go working every day in the morning and the afternoon. So Suba is so far in my house. And so I work now in Patio Bonito, is near Tintal, is near. So I working every morning.
I have a question for you. What kind of treatments were mandated by your doctor for your recovery of the disease that you have, the problem?
Okay, nothing.
Any treatment?
Only the says stop. I can see again because we are a big Googles because I can't see. So before this situation, I can see. We are Google. I can now I can walk alone because I always have to go working with my daughter, with my son. In the night, I don't go out in my house. Night, never. I can. So today is very good for me. I'm better. That the doctor, I have the control one twist, one time a year. Is a control one time a year. Nicole?
Yeah. I want to ask you something. How have you been able to maintain your career if you have kids?
Okay, I'm working with teacher in an elementary school. I'm working in my house with another students and homeworks in the afternoon. I work, take care a little baby in the Saturdays at morning. And I am coach dresser and barber and Sunday, sometimes Sunday.
Okay, thank you, Diana.
Thank you.
My name is Silvia Alfonso. 5 years ago, I had started a career called accounting, but I did not continue because I had felt that it was not my thing. I decided to retire and recognize what I was passionate about, and I am here. 3 years ago, I made the decision to get married. Also, at this time, I made the decision to study this career. I have been enjoying every process and learning. And 2 years ago, during the pandemic, I was the aunt of my first nephew, and this has been something very nice for me. 5 months ago, we received our first house. This event has been exciting because we had dedicated a lot of time and effort to this project, and it had been a dream that we wanted to fulfill. Okay, I have many events to tell, but these are something important to me. I still have many dreams to fulfill, and I have been working on it. This is all. You have a question?
Sylvia, I have a question for you. What are you working near in your new house, or do you work in home or another site?
I work near my house with my husband and our husband.
Ah, okay.
Other question, Nicole?
What have you talked about continue your career in accountancy, or do you prefer the language career?
I haven't talked about it. I would not like to study that career again. Not like me. Next, Fayan.
Yes. Where is your house located? The house that you bought with your husband?
My husband is an assistant engineer and has a freelancers. We go to the sun shores and there I meet him.
But I am asking about the house that you talk about, the house that you bought. Where is located? In which neighborhood?
My house is located in Madrid, Cundinamarca.
Okay, Madrid. That is a good place to live.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. This is all.